so first play we're going to look at, 2nd and 2, one of the Patriots' first offensive plays.
What's going on, everyone? Mike Kadlick, Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media outside the practice fields behind Gillette Stadium, where the Patriots just wrapped up day 7 of their 2025 training camp. So we're here to bring you our 3 observations from the day. Number 1, Taylor, it's injuries. A lot of guys not out here for the Patriots, including Christian Gonzalez, Harold Landry, Carlton Davis, Jelani Tavai, Travion Williams, Garrett Bradbury, Yasir Durant, and Joshua Farmer, to name a few. Keon White also leaves the session. Didn't see what happened there. It looked like you got something happened in 11-on-11s. He left, did not.
It was also relatively early, so I wonder if it was a Morgan Moses kind of situation like yesterday where, all right, you get a rep and then we're just getting you out because you're one of the older guys. But still, he's still on his first deal, so I'm not quite sure yet, but just for a little more context.
Yeah, no, 100%. But, so yeah, a lot of guys not out here today, but what that did was bode pretty well for Jared Wilson, who now seems like a true starter, the rookie out of Georgia, on this offensive line. What did you see from Wilson today, and what does he continue to show to you as he sort of ramps up into this first-team offense?
It seems like he's legitimately the starter at left guard. Now, yesterday we saw more of a competition that we've been seeing, where it was Jared Wilson, it was Caden Wallace, it was Cole Strange. Now, today with no Garrett Bradbury, you might have thought, okay, maybe Cole Strange slides inside or Jared Wilson, and those two guys are at the top. Not quite. It was actually Ben Brown, and I think part of that may be the snapping issues that we've seen with Jared Wilson. There was also a fumbled snap yesterday with Garrett Bradbury, but Ben Brown and Drake Maye last year, they had their issues as well, but there's at least more chemistry there. So you saw Ben Brown in the center with Jared Wilson as the starting left guard, continued to look like he belonged amongst those guys. So a development there, and then Cole Strange was actually the backup center. He had some wild snaps as well, so you kind of understand why that decision was made.
Speaking of rookie offensive lineman, observation number 2, Will Campbell struggles a little bit today against Callahan got beat a couple times in one-on-ones and then struggled in 11s a little bit as well. What'd you see from the rookie left tackle? Do you have any concerns moving forward?
I will say, I think he had a win against Keon White. Those guys have been going back and forth. But I think the biggest issue is that Callahan is an experienced edge rusher who's been in the league for a while. And Will Campbell is still adjusting to the NFL game. Now, we spoke to John Saranides, who, as you know, if you've seen the tweets, is like my offensive line mentor. I go to him for anything. Great job over at the New England Sports Journal. But he mentioned now for Will Campbell, he's going to have to kind of get up to speed and overcompensate at times, because sometimes he's relying a bit too much on his upper body. And I know no one wants to hear about the arm length, and while it's not the most important thing, it's not insignificant. And sometimes it just means that his punch needs to be a little bit better, and when he isn't good with his hands, he needs to be good with his feet. Now, Will Campbell has very good feet, especially for a guy his size, but again, the overcompensation where he's going to need to learn how to get those two parts of his body in sync to consistently compete against these veteran edge rushers. So again, I'm not sounding any alarms yet. I know he's a 4th overall pick, and expectations are going to be high. He's a plus run blocker still. We didn't see as much of that today from the run game, but still Will Campbell's a plus starter there. Pass protection, still a work in progress.
And finally, after a shaky day on Tuesday, Drake Maye levels out a little bit today, highlighted by a nice throw to Kyle Williams over DJ James in the end zone during 11-on-11. So clearly, the quarterback's starting to settle in a little bit here. What'd you see from Drake Maye on day 7 of camp?
Yeah, this was the first day. It didn't feel like his accuracy was very up and down. Now, you mentioned the go ball. That was probably my favorite play of practice, where Kyle Williams beats DJ James, and we've seen their chemistry has been pretty good on those go balls, not so much on the back shoulder fades. We've seen them twice, another one today. This time it wasn't catchable. Last time Kyle Williams just flat out dropped it, so we'll see how they continue to develop chemistry there. But Drake Maye also had some nice throws against zone. He found Demario Douglas on a crossing route, hit Hunter Henry up the seam. So again, I thought this was easily the most consistent day from Drake Maye. Didn't see any throws into bad coverage, which has been a theme for him in terms of not throwing into bad coverage, avoiding turnover-worthy plays. And then, again, not a lot of those crazy errant throws that we've seen over some of his other heavier throwing sessions in camp.
Patriots' final real practice today on Wednesday, walking through tomorrow before an in-stadium practice on Friday. We'll break down the entirety of day 7 here on Patriots Press Pass with a live edition of Patriots Daily coming up at 3 p.m., so make sure you tune into that, and we'll have you covered for the rest of training camp as well. So rate, review, and subscribe to Patriots Press Pass.